Look at my new ring. Hi guys, it's Otaku Gunso, and today I'm back with a video about absolutely nothing, or at least it's gonna be about something because this has kind of been on my mind lately, which go figure. How it started was I stumbled across a video by a young man the other day who found something, or it was sent to him actually, from the glorified cesspool known as Twitter about someone who's complaining that exercising from home is fat phobic. Which, I don't even know where to start as far as unpacking that, because, I mean, as someone who's been exercising for about 15 years now, all I've ever done was at-home workouts because I don't really like the gym and I don't really like having to wait to use a machine when I can just get all my equipment at home and just do everything at home, like maybe watching a video or a YouTube video or something like that. Throwbacks to the days of Fit TV. Gotta love those days, still miss those days. But anyway, for all of you who do think that exercising is only about how you look, I'm just gonna hop on here and kind of remind everyone about how it's so much more than your looks that exercising has to do with. And I'm gonna use myself in a lot of these examples because, you know, I'm just talking about myself at this point. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is immune health, because immune health is very important, especially during this time of viral outbreak and people being scared of everything, including their own shadows, which, yeah, funny thing about that is that exercising actually does give you an immune boost. A lot of people don't really know about that. As a matter of fact, if you have a cold, you know, whether it's like a head cold or a chest cold or whatever, you kind of do want to exercise just to kind of help, you know, get that mucus out, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and it does help to clear up your nose, as well as eating spicy food. Like, I always notice that whenever I have a cold and my nose is all plugged up, you know, got that head cold going on, that I exercise, my nose clears up, and I blow my nose, and then everything is kind of good to go. Like, it helps get everything out, like that with garlic and onion, you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, it does give you an immune boost. You know, it makes the cold go away faster, and it also kind of keeps you from getting sick another time. So yeah, first point of action is immune health. Oh gosh, I choked on my saliva a little bit there. Second point of everything is stamina/energy. I don't know how much I can stress the act of having stamina and energy in this day and age when everyone seems to have none. I mean, come on, you guys. You're walking around, you know, basically having to take coffee or else you're dead on life support without it, you know, talking about you got no energy. I mean, if you exercise a little bit, you give yourself more energy. And I know for me, whenever I exercise, I always have that moment where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. But then once I get to the end of it and I finish it, then I just have like this burst of energy, like I can conquer anything. And it's always like that. And another example I would like to make is last year I went, you know, back north, back home kinda, to visit my brother and them and my nephew's graduation and all that jazz. And my younger nephews, who are twins, I am twice their age, and they were jumping on the trampoline and stuff like that, and I was able to keep up with them, so much to the point where I actually wore them out. My niece also, who's relatively athletic, does like track and field and whatever that other thing with the ball that you gotta throw up in the air, I forgot what it's called. But yeah, she's relatively athletic, and I was able to keep up with her, and I am also twice her age. So like I said, exercising does help for energy, helps with stamina, all that good stuff, which is what you wanna have, which God forbid you don't end up in a bad situation where someone is either chasing you or you gotta fight someone you kind of want to have stamina for that, you know, that way you can hold up and everything. Or if you're running, you know, you want to be able to get away without getting winded, and then, you know, like bad unspeakable things happen and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the second point. The third point is better sleep. Oh my gosh, I cannot stress how much exercising helps with sleep, because let me tell you, a lot of people have sleep problems and stuff like that, but just with a little bit of exercising, you won't have those issues with sleep. You know, like I said, a little bit of exercising goes a long way as far as giving you the ability to just knock yourself right out at nighttime and sleep all the way through the night like nothing happened. You know, because we all want that sleep where we could just sleep through the night without any problems, you know, sleep all the way through the night. Like, we want that, we covet that so badly. But like I said, a little bit of exercising will give that to you. So that's another thing. The fourth thing is securing the future. And this is kind of like, I don't know how much of it to say is kind of a funny story or not, but let's put it this way. You don't want to be hunched over at 50 years old with your leg trying to form Voltron in the middle of your sleep, because you're not that flexible and your blood vessels are not that supple enough to, you know, give you that nice bounce back that you want. Okay? Because let me tell you, my dad has been taking statins since he was my age. So this is like well over 30 years ago that he's been taking these statins. And to have to take something for something that's easily fixable with exercise and, like I said, diet change too, because you can't exercise your way out of a bad diet. That's a lot of things that people kind of get mixed up. Like they think like, oh, I got this exercise, whatever. It's like, no, can't exercise your way out of a bad diet. You still got to eat clean. But it does help with, you know, like diabetes, blood pressure, all that other type of stuff, you know, and you don't want to have those issues. You don't want to be on pills for the rest of your life. You don't want to, you know, you just don't want that. You know, like I said, balance is another thing, because, you know, old people tend to get like, you know, where they have no balance, you know, and they fall over and it's like, oh, help, I fallen and I can't get up. And it's like, okay, well, you know, you're probably gonna be stuck there for a little while. Hopefully they could get to you if you're still alive. But, you know, it's like, if you exercise and you mind your fitness a little bit, you won't have that issue, or at least you might not have that issue, but you'll be less likely to have that issue, because everything gets old and breaks down and all this other type of stuff. Like, that's just part of aging and everything else. But you can slow that with exercising. That's why it's important. And another thing, last point I'm going to make, is about mental health, because apparently this is another thing that people don't talk about that much and stuff like that. Like I said, all you folks out there that got depression and all that, exercising, really beneficial for you guys. But I'm not here to tell you what to do, because that's not my department. I don't have depression and nothing like that. So like, I can't relate, but I do know that exercising helps with that, because I've had other people that do have depression that have told me that it helps with that. And, you know, like I said, you know, you finish exercising, you get to the end of it, you know, and you feel like you just climbed Mount Everest. You just get this burst of energy, like feeling like you could tackle anything, you know, and it's really an amazing feeling and stuff like that. You know, it really, really is. I mean, I know, like, for me, I actually use exercising to help de-stress. So that's actually a thing. I mean, you know, it's very great in terms of de-stressing and, you know, relaxing and doing things like that, which you think like, oh my gosh, you're like exercising to relax. Like, that's not even possible. Yes, it is. For me, it is. Okay, because, I mean, it's always been that way. So, like I said, I mean, I know this has kind of been like a ramble about nothing, and I know like all of you guys like probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But the reason why I wanted to kind of put this out there is because I just kind of feel like exercising doesn't really get as positive as a rep as it should. And especially nowadays, like, where you literally have people spouting garbage talking about like, oh, that exercising from home is fat phobic, exercising is fat phobic, like, oh, like, you know, you're only into your looks. Like, I've actually had people tell me this, like, oh, like, you're only into your looks if you exercise. It's like, no, dude, I'm trying to secure my future. I'm trying to not be hunched over at 50 with my leg forming Voltron like you're gonna be. Okay? Like, I'm trying to give my immune system a bump. I'm trying to have better sleep. I'm trying to, you know, soothe my mental health in the best way that I know how. Okay? Like I said, exercising. Good stuff. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I don't want to tell nobody what to do and stuff like that, but I'm just, you know, talking about my own experience, you know, just having a conversation. I mean, you know, you could talk about it in the comments below if you have anything to say, if you could relate, if you think I'm talking crazy talk, or if you know, think that, you know, you relate to me, whatever, and that's cool too. But, yeah. Until next time, folks. Okay? Later.